Hey, Sandcar Adventure Crew, Conrad coming at you with a lost buggy. That's right, we're looking for this car right here. And I'll tell you what, did you know that years ago they found the original General Lee 1, rotting away in a field in Georgia? They yanked it out, they rebuilt the whole car. It's beautiful. I think a baseball player owns it these days. I don't know, I don't follow sports, I'm a Dune guy. Then I just saw yesterday, actually, a guy found the tractor and the trailer for Knight Rider separately. The trailer was here in Phoenix, the tractor was somewhere else, I don't know. But he's doing a full resto on that thing. So I figured, you know what, if these guys can find such bitchin' cars, we can find this bitchin' dune buggy as well and get it back to its rightful owner. Or I should say rightful prior owner, or whoever's got it. I gather this is sitting in somebody's shop or maybe in back somebody's field, something along those lines. But fortunately, we have a lot of photos of it. So let's go ahead and jump in here. So this car was formerly owned by Sandcar Buy-Sell member Kyle Moeller. He states, looking to find my dad's old Dune Woods buggy, Bob Moeller, who passed away in 1998. It was built by Gary Adelman back in 1987. Believe it may be a fugitive chassis, sold in Montgomery, Minnesota around 1996. Last known location was around Longville, Minnesota. It was also raced at Crandon, Wisconsin. Lucky. That's got to be an amazing track. And a few other places in the late 80s and the early 90s. Just seeing if I can locate it and possibly buy it back. So let's go ahead and help out Kyle and see if we can't find his dad's old buggy. So let's jump into these photographs and take a closer look. Okay, so we've got 12 photographs overall. 4 of these have the racing body on it and the rest are with it removed. And it has some distinguishing features on it that I think will make it really easy to spot if you happen to see it out in a field or in somebody's shop, right? So we're gonna start with the full body pictures first. And first thing, red, white, and blue. If the body's still sitting on it, first indicator for me, if I'm driving by and I see it in a field or in the side yard at somebody's business, that red, white, and blue body sticks out. The 1148 on the side. We've also got Bill's Marine as one of the sponsors on here. And then we've got some Nerf bars. Check out these Nerf bars here structurally and this front push bar, the front bumper. All right, let's move on to the next one. Okay, second shot that we've got with the full body on it. There you can see that Bill's Marine right there. I can't make out what the other sponsor stickers are, but again, this gives us a really good view of the Nerf bars that are on this. It's got a full belly skid pan on it, and then the front bumper as well. This gives you an idea. It's got like a double bumper, like the push bumper and then a light bar. I didn't notice that on the last photos, but you know what I did notice while I was going through these? Just check this out. A Gen 1 Funko. Big 5 in the background. Pretty awesome, eh? All right, let's check out for the next. I pick number 3 with a full body. I don't know, this one's kind of really blurry, so can't really make it out. But again, the red, white, and blue body, so the white and blue stripes. Here's your Nerf bars on here. In these photos, it actually has a single shock on it, and we'll not see that in the photos with the body off it. There's actually triple on the back. So I'm not sure if it currently has a single shock or triple, but overall. And then it looks like it's got the full body coming up the windshield, you know, to protect you from debris when you're racing. Okay, on to the next. All right, check this one out. Bob Moeller, you are cleared for takeoff. Oh my gosh, dude, check it out. They took this guy's head off. Well, no, actually. But look how high he is. So here, this gives you an idea of the light bar. Here's the body that goes up the A-pillars, and it does have a visor on here as well that rolls over. The bend in the hoops, or the bend in the hoops, the bend in the elbow bar. This is what I'm looking for right here. So if I see stuff like that, that tells me that, yeah, this might actually be a fugitive chassis that's just highly modified. We've got an IRS suspension on it, Type 1 front beam. So now let's move into the pictures with the body off of the car. Okay, moving on to the front end. We actually have 2 shots of the front. So it looks like we're set up with a ball joint front beam. This had some sort of a tri-ridge tractor tire on it for the dunes. The front chrome push bumper. Now this is where I was getting at with the race car body versus the with this off, is this actually has a different bumper on it. So I'm not sure what's on there currently, but the X bracing in the front. Then we've also got just some jive round headlights that everybody used to run back in the day. but a pretty simple setup. Just looks like Type 1 spindles and trailing arms up on the front. But let's jump into the other front shot and see what we see. Okay, so on this one, we've got a little bit closer view. So here's a better shot of the X across the front. And it looks like there's a tube here as well as another tube. That's the steering bar. So I'm not exactly sure. Maybe we'll see that in the next, but it looks like it's got twice tubes in the front. And then we've got this lateral bar going across in the B pillar area, or maybe that's the C pillar. I don't know. We'll see when we get into the other photos. But solid floor. Steering shaft goes straight to a VW steering box. Oh, it does have a, the beam's got a, what is it? A steering dampener. It's got a steering dampener. But there's not much else that I see on here that's too poignant. So let's jump into the side shots of the car. Okay, so now we'll start with the driver's side. So first thing I see is look at this lacing. It's actually really tight. Coming up and down right here. A-pillar, it's like it's got a double A-pillar in it almost. Like this was the original. I don't know, it's kind of hard to tell, but there's two A-pillars. Now that's an identifier for me straight away. That's very uncommon to have that tube in there. So chances are this was the original. And then they put in a bracing tube right here. And then it's got some lacing. Is that lacing or is that, I don't know, I can't really tell from that photo. And then we've got a torsion bar rear end. And then triple shocks in the back. This is where I said in the full body pictures there was one that had the single shock. So I'm not sure what the car currently has on it. And then it's got these really high elbow bars, right? So this is your elbow bar. And then they put another one in. Maybe we can see it better in the next photo. And here's the passenger side. And yes, absolutely, we can see it a lot better. So here's your main rail coming across with the bend in it. And then we've got another tube that's been welded in up here with a couple tubes coming down. So when that full body's on there, you know, you've got a place to attach it to, and it's a lot safer, right, for when you're racing it at Crandon. Lucky guys. So I don't see the Nerf bars on this like it did in the full body picture. So maybe this was earlier, maybe this was later. I'm not exactly sure, but again, twice A-pillars, twice steering tube. Like, it's interesting. And then we've got the triple shocks in the back with the mount up here. So you've got an A, B, C, D, E pillar. Wowzers. All right. Next photo. And yes, I didn't have the lights on or my hat on in the last couple of clips there because I'm in Phoenix and it's hot and I turned the lights off. So moving on. Okay, back to business. So this particular shot here, we get a better view of the rear end of the car. And here's these triple shocks, red, white, and blue. How bitchin' would that be if those shocks were still on it? I mean, this is awesome. Terra tires is what that's called. On a steel wheel. It's got a small 5-lug on it. I'm not sure what it's got for brakes, if it's disc or drum. I can't really tell. But again, Type 1 VW with a Super Trap style exhaust. And yeah, next. Okay, so now we've got an up-close view. We have 3 of them of the rear cage area. And in this, it's got a Type 1 IRS transmission. It looks like a VW torsion housing just from the shape of it. That's what it tells me it is. It's just a stock that they welded in. The cage, where the engine mounts here, you see how the cage is offset in the back. These are other indicators for me as well. And then if we look at where this tube comes down, it butts into this tube, and then you've got like a bolt-on rear cage on the back. That's very unique, actually, believe it or not. And let's see, that's all I got on that one. Next. Okay, so now check out this rear view. What have we got? Do you see it? Because I see it. 1, 2, 3 bars across the back. Extremely unique because a lot of times, of course, you've got the bumper, it has a bar here, and then you have 2 tubes that come down. And sometimes, or not, there's another tube right here, which I think it always needs one, but sometimes I see cars without them. But then it's got this tube right here in the middle, and that is certainly unique to this vehicle. We also see the IRS trailing arms, which looks like probably a, well, I don't know, it kind of looks like they're plated, and drum brakes. Yeah, this has got drums on it. I'm curious about that small 5-lug pattern though. That's really interesting. Type 1 VW, it looks like we've got oil cooler up here, some standard red taillights up there, some sort of a breather over here. Oh yeah, that's the breather coming off. So you've got your crankcase breather is mounted up here high, which is super smart, of course. I'm not sure what that is. All right, next one. Okay, moving on. We've got the 3/4 view of the rear engine and cage, and take a look at this. Get an idea of the upper shock mount on that. Also, look at how unique this rear cage is, or the rear bumper. Look at this. It's like a bolt or something on the end. Never seen it. And that's an indicator right there for me. That's a clue. I'm like, yeah, I think we found the car, right? And of course, here's the oil cooler. It looks like it's got a reverse light on it. It does have a tab on it for a whip mount. Again, Type 1 VW, IRS, red, white, and blue. Yeah, next. All right, so that looks like that was the last photo on our tour. So if you happen to know where this car is, you happen to be in the Minnesota, Wisconsin area or the surrounding states and recognize this car, please reach out to us here at the Sandcar Adventure channel. Leave a comment or find us on Sandcar Buy Sell Crew Facebook page, and we'll get you in contact with Kyle on this one, Kyle Moeller, and see if we can't reunite this car with the original family. Oh, and I almost forgot, if you'd like to support the channel, we do happen to have a Patreon account for a few bucks a month that would go a long way in helping us to bring you more content. How about this? This is free. Subscribe. Our current goal is 1,000 subscribers, and we're at just a little over 300 currently. Also, if you want to get yourself some nice merch, head over to sandcarbysell.com, scroll down a little ways, and we do have our bitchin' hats and our snapback. Did I really just say that? Bitchin' hats. Bitchin' hats and snapback shirts. Buy our merch. Otherwise, that's all I've got. Thank you for watching. See you in the dunes. 3, 2, 1. There, let's get this car reunited, and it feels so good. Sorry, I do karaoke. I'll be here all night. Terribly, by the way. And the rest are going to be with... Because the way the... why did my thing turn into a hand? It used to have an arrow. That really bothers me. I don't know. Talk to the hand, I guess. Let's just start this one over again. Let's help them find this car. If you're in the Minnesota... don't use. Oh, and of course, I almost forgot. Help a guy out, will ya?